The dashboard is my favorite piece of the Marshallytics software because it's literally the lytics part, the analytics part of Marshallytics. So we want it to be really useful to your school, showing you everything you need to know at a glance. You don't have time to dig into thousands of reports and view lots and lots of spreadsheets and try and sort of piece things together. So everything's set out in context, how they relate to each other, and that's the overall theme of the dashboard. So let's dive into it. At the top, you've got recurring plans. You can see the status of plans. These ones are overdue. You can see by how much. You can change the time frame to see how that changes, and then you can click on recurring plans, switch it to passes. You can see who's got their passes dwindling. You can change this here, so you can say who's less than 5 passes, show me that. You can go to pending invoices, and that's if you send them a payment request. You can go to contract renewals, and you can see sort of how many are coming up for renewal. You can click on them, make a quick change, and adjust that. And then moving on, we've got birthdays. You can see who's coming up in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, even in the next week. Whose birthday is today, who's coming up next, and what their age is as well. And then you've got absent students down here. So absent students, you can order that by ascending or descending. Make it so 60 days, 90 days, 14 plus, etc. And they show up after they haven't attended for more than 7 days in there. And then you've got the currently attending. If you've got the COVID-19 settings on here, you can see the capacity of each venue, and this live fills that up as well. So you can, like a progress bar, you can see how your capacity is looking as students are checking in. And then you can click on that to see currently attending. And then scrolling down, we've got live reports. So this is where you can filter your reports down by venue, whether you want it to display daily, weekly, or monthly, and then the date range. By default, that's the last 30 days, but you can click on this to see the last month, last 3 months, last 6, last year, or all time. And it will update accordingly. So each one of these panels shows you a summary of how your school's performing at any given time. So this allows you to identify trends. So you can see if attendance is a bit flat. If it's going down, it shows as a red highlight. If it's going up, it shows as green. If there's no up or down, it's just blue. So at a glance, you can see just how things are going with the school. You can scroll down. We've got income, growth, styles and ranks, leads and conversions, demographics. And clicking on each one of these gives you a deeper insight into each section. So attendance, you've got an attendance report leaderboard up the top here, where you can see in order how many students have attended, if you do give out prizes for that sort of thing. We've also got the main graph of attendance here, where you can click on each node, get a list of students that attended. You can download, everywhere you see this icon, you can download a list as a CSV file. Here's where you've got a breakdown of the styles. You can see where most attendance is coming from. And underneath that, you've got the weekly averages here. So how many people attend on a Sunday or a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, etc. You can click on an individual day to see what times they attend as well. And this just helps you manage your class attendance. You can set up new classes if you can see that too many people are attending at one particular time. You might add another class on a Tuesday, for example. And moving on, we've got the income report. Click on that. You can see each individual day and where that money came from. So these are mostly recurring classes. Then we've got some passes here and some shop transactions here as well. And if you click on one of these, you get the transactions for that day. You can refund it from there as well. You can download it as a report. You can break it down into weekly. If you want it to go all time, break it into monthly, and you can see just how those trends shape as you grow. And this is where you can see a breakdown of where that income comes from which plan, and what percentage. You can also break that down to venues to see where your most profitable venues are, methods of payment, credit card, cash, etc., payment types, shop categories, belts, uniforms, for example. And then here we've got the current month, which is the last 30 days. And you can compare that to 1 month ago, so the previous block of 30 days, 3 months ago, so that block of 30 days, 90 days ago, and then 12 months if you've got that history there as well. So you can sort of see how your school's performing versus previous periods of time, just at a glance. In the growth report, you can see the full breakdown of growth. Click for all time, you can hover over that to see totals, where they came from, if they were deleted, new students added, for example. You can see all of that data on here. And then styles and ranks, it gives you a good breakdown. This sort of allows you to see just in how engaged your students are. So if they're attending multiple styles, on here that'll show up, and you can see the Venn diagram on here as well. You can sort of see a breakdown of what belts they are, what percentage. So if you've got a lot of white belts, you know that you probably need to grade some of them up. If you've got a whole lot of black belts, maybe you need to sort of engage those students a bit more, give them a bit more of a challenge as well. So it lets you know what to do there. Leads and conversions. This shows you where those leads came from and how they converted to a student or as a whole. So here you can see that 83% of our leads converted into students. If you mouse over this, you can see these ones, 50% of those ones, 100% of Facebook leads converted, one friend, so referral, and 2 word of mouth. So you can also break this down by date and see all those different things, or venue as well. And then in demographics, we've got a nice map of where you can see where your students are in relation to where your locations are. So this allows you to plan new location where, like you say, for example, I've got a lot of students here, maybe I should open up a school in this area, for example. If they're all a bit far away, you can also click on those students and manage them from there. This gives you a great way to plan marketing campaigns or just plan locations as well. You can export this, you can send to them, you can filter it by all these different options up the top here as well. And that's your dashboard.